If you're a mid-level software developer, I know that context switching is a problem for you. Your manager may not grasp the complexity of the mental models that you have to construct to do your work well. Or you might have become accustomed to having notifications from Teams or Slack that interrupt you throughout the day. Today, I'm going to share some tips about how to deal with this stuff. Now, this might not seem all that related, but one really helpful thing to do to avoid context switching is prioritizing. With that in mind, the first thing that I like to do every day is to write a list of items that are important to deal with. It should be fresh every day or every few days. Put it in digital form if you like, but I just like to write a list of start items on a piece of paper that I know that I need to deal with. If there are small items, I choose one and get it done. And then I choose the most important thing and either start working on it, or if it's too big to work on, break it into steps and start the first step. If the biggest, most important thing on your list is blocked, remind the owner that you're waiting for it. And then move on to the next most important thing or the next step of the most important task if it can be executed without the blocker being resolved. Start that one instead. The most important thing can change day to day, so writing a new list every day is helpful to keep those things current. Copying yesterday's list of unresolved items over to today's list is a good way to make sure that you revisit those items. If something has been on your list for more than a week, perhaps it's a sign that you don't value it and perhaps it's not as important as you originally thought. One way to avoid interruptions is to deliberately block out the focus time in your calendar. This will mean that you won't have to try build focus during fragmented quarter-hour slots during the day. Having to build software during smaller fragments of time is frustrating, and it can reduce the odds that you enter that satisfying flow state, which will make your days go faster and help you enjoy the work that you do. Signaling that you're busy is important. If you have noise-cancelling headphones, then put them on and set your messages and notifications to Do Not Disturb. If you have the ability to work from home some of the week, then those days are the best choice for focused work because your physical presence won't accidentally encourage distractions. If you are present in the office, the more body language that you can give off that says that you're in the zone, the better. Like signs that say that you're busy. Avoiding interruptions isn't always possible, but a brief hi, I'm in the middle of something, can it wait, is a good way to rebuff an unscheduled conversation. If a conversation is important or the topic is a production outage or something urgent, then you have to put down what you're doing and come back to it. If you're using Git, then you're already writing your changes onto a feature branch, then you can just check in a work in progress revision and check out the other relevant base branch to start debugging or fixing the production problem. And then once you're done, you can just reset to the previous revision, so you have the work changes in your working copy again. I seldom use Git stash any longer except when switching branches. A final note on interruptions is that the more senior that you get, the more interruptions that you'll have to field. Personally, I think that's a good thing, and as a senior developer, you just need to change your mindset about the topic. When you're an individual contributor, your main objective is to stay on task and keep the code flowing from your brain through your hands and into the IDE. And when you're a senior, you're typically interrupted because the developer or some other stakeholder in front of you needs important information or advice that only you can give. Your part now is to unblock them so that they can then keep writing software or specifications or talk to stakeholders or whatever other reason they need to interrupt you. In other words, your job is to take interruptions. It's best if you rather than one of the other team members because they're busy being productive. What this means is that you have to have the knowledge and the capability to answer the questions, so you still need to spend time with the code and with the developers, which will happen naturally as they interrupt you. So to summarize, write a list, prioritize it. If you're waiting for something from someone, tell them, do a small job, and then an important one, block out your time and signal that you're busy. And once you're a senior, you need to change your mindset about interruptions and expect to take them as part of your job. If this was helpful, then please like or comment, and You might also be interested in some material I'm developing. There's a link in the description. Talk to you next time.